As part of events to mark Cedi at 60, stakeholders at a currency conference are calling for a collective national responsibility in safeguarding the value of the cedi. Director General of the Ghana AIDS Commission urges regular check health, especially HIV/AIDS, as new infections are on the rise, with the Bunu region leading. Also coming up, we will look at some key highlights in the 2026 budget presented to Parliament with a focus on trade and agribusiness initiatives. This and more coming up now. Please stay with us. Thank you very much for keeping us company, and we start from here. Now, President Mahama has lauded the Bank of Ghana and the Ministry of Finance for the stability the cedi has experienced in the past 10 months since they took office. Speaking at the cedi conference as part of the Cedi at 60 celebrations, he was tasked them to keep up the measures they have put in place so far, returning dignity to the national currency.
We're going to buy a car. The invoice they'll give you is quoted in dollars. Today, people are quoting in cedis, even house rents. You want to pay in dollars, it says, no, you pay me cedis. I just want to say that the governor and all your people, your team at the Bank of Ghana, the Ministry of Finance, Bank of Ghana, the Ministry of Finance, Ghanaians are grateful to you for the management of our currency. I think that a lot of respect has returned to our currency, and it's my hope that you keep whatever you're doing to make sure that we don't have excess liquidity. All those words you people have, open market operations, whatever those your technical jargons are, whatever you're doing, continue doing so that the cedi is respected. And so allow me to proceed on established protocol and acknowledge the governor and your team and our visitors from outside, the currency research, and all of you, and thank you for putting up this conference. And so it's a profound honor for me to join you for this historic Cedi at 60 International Conference, a gathering of leaders, innovators, policymakers, and practitioners whose work influences the past, present, and the future of money. I wish to commend the Bank of Ghana and the Currency Research Team for uniting such a distinguished community to discuss the evolving framework for currency management, monetary governance, and digital finance. Your deliberations over the next 2 days reaffirm a fundamental truth, that the future of money is inextricably linked to the future of national development, institutional credibility, and global economic integration. 60 years ago, Ghana took a bold and sovereign step by introducing the cedi, not merely as a unit of account or a medium of exchange, but as a declaration of independence, our identity, and the capacity of our state. And so the cedi symbolizes our national aspiration to govern our own affairs, regulate our markets, and stand shoulder to shoulder with other nations in managing our own monetary destinies. Over 60 years now, the cedi has anchored the conduct of our monetary policy.
Year 60, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, stressed that safeguarding the cedi is a collective national responsibility, not the mandate of any single institution. Speaking at the Cedi at 60 Currency Anniversary Conference in Accra, Dr. Isiama called on every Ghanaian, from citizens to businesses and institutions, to actively strengthen confidence in the national currency, noting that its stability extends far beyond monetary policy and regulatory efforts.
As governor, I am very much aware of the critical role that currency plays in our economy and in our society. And as we mark 60 years of the city, we remember the pride and the aspiration that shaped its introduction. From its earliest days, the city carried the confidence of a young republic that was charting its own economic destiny. Over the decades, it has mirrored Ghana's triumphs, but also our struggles. Remember the periods of progress, there were bold reforms, and also moments of hardship that tested the resilience of our institutions and our people. Through all these moments, the city has remained central to policy making, market sentiments, and of course, our daily lives in every corner of the Ghanaian society. So for 60 years, the city has moved with our people. It has gone into markets. It has gone into small shops. The city has gone onto farms. It has gone to trotro stations, and of course, in the quiet routines of daily life. It has helped our families to plan. It has helped businesses to grow, and it has helped communities to support one another. Each generation carries its own memory of the city. So now, we must look ahead for the next 60 years in terms of what the city holds. Now, the next generation will relate to the city in new ways. And let's think about it. Young Ghanaians are growing up in a world where value moves instantly, where digital interaction is second nature to them, and where expectations of transparency, convenience, and accountability continues to rise. Their relationship with the city will be shaped by the trust they place in the institutions that serve them. So part of our responsibility as policymakers.
So we'll bring you more on this on Business Edge with this one. Now, away from that, Chairperson of the Parliamentary Select Committee of Environment, Science and Technology, Yao Ado Frimpong, says Ghana has made significant strides in the climate change fight. Speaking to Metro News at COP30 in Belém, Brazil, he said the committee is pushing for a dedicated source of funding to empower private sector players like the Jospon Group.
That Ghana has come a long way in the passage of legislation, which we played a central role in the passage of legislation, to the implementation of the development of new national determined contributions, that is the NDCs. The roadmap was set, and then you can see clearly that Ghana has made great strides as far as putting measures in place to combat climate change. The NDCs have given a roadmap, and that roadmap, when implemented, were of course with available resources, and all the ministry, departments, and agencies playing their parts, including the private sector, because it's something that we are looking out for. The only thing that is lacking now is a dedicated revenue mobilization source. Dedicated source that will be given to the private sector, you see, because if you don't do a levy, you see, we need to levy people to pay for all these costs of the private sector coming into environmental sanitation, and that is exactly what we are doing. The laws are there, but we need that levy. Yeah, is
this something you are willing to champion?
Sure. It has always been my dream, because we are not doing enough. In fact, the money that is dedicated for sanitation. That's why you always see us going back and forth. We put something there, within a short time it's finished, and that's it. There must be a consistent, dedicated fund that will empower the private sector. Because every private sector person also wants to make some profits. But if he's going to do these things, and that's how come only one person is championing this thing. I mean, why should it be only Jospon? There must be some other people, but it's not attractive. That is the whole thing, and we are prepared to champion this cause. So we get enough funding for private sector initiatives.
Now, the Chief Executive Officer of the Environmental Protection Authority, Professor Nana Ama-Brown-Klutse, says COP30 is yielding more positive results to Ghana than previous editions of the conference. Speaking to Metro News at the conference ongoing in Belém, Brazil, Professor Klutse said Ghana is finally moving away from planning to implementation.
In fact, previous COPs, because we had so many talking and less implementation, we nearly lost hope. But for this COP, we are moving from planning to implementation. That is the theme, and we can clearly see the demonstration. We're seeing the pledges that we are getting confirmation of monies being paid into the Green Climate Fund. We are seeing some countries who have supported us in the past on our National Adaptation Plan are also paying more money into our adaptation plan. So we are, I would say, motivated. We see this COP bringing more results than in the past. We came with everyone who is a negotiator having a thematic area to follow, to making sure that they bring results from that theme to Ghana. So we are looking at loss and damage. Every loss we have had, damages we have had because of climate change, we want to reclaim some monies to fix that. We are following on the adaptation. We are looking at the Article 6, where countries are cutting global warming. So Ghana, we use our forests a lot to showcase our commitment. Aside that, we have also programs like renewable energy technologies. We have shown programs like the advocacies we are doing to reduce energy usage and not waste and all of that to demonstrate how we are cutting emissions. So this is also our commitment, which we need to be paid for. As we are cleaning, we know that the Galamsey activities are still ongoing in our water bodies. And so we advocate that those activities need to be stopped so that we have our rivers to clean. In fact, we need to dredge because some of the Galamsey activities, they have also blocked the river bodies and diverted river bodies through different ways, and they are not joining as they're supposed to join the other river bodies. So we advocate that is stopped. We have announced this several times. We are going to be probably more radical in stopping these operations in our water bodies. But for the cleaning, we have seen it tested. We have sent.
Now, away from the General Manager of the Green Transition Office of the Jospon Group of Companies, Engineer Glenn Kwabena-Jima, has urged government to introduce a carbon taxation policy to encourage more investors and project developers into Ghana's carbon market. According to him, the lack of fair pricing on the carbon market is discouraging private sectors players in carbon space. He was speaking on the sidelines of a discussion organized by the Singapore delegation of the UN Climate Change Conference in Brazil.
If the country happens to have a policy on carbon taxation, then for sure it gives a lot of confidence on the pricing, because the moment there is a price fixed by the government, then everybody would need to comply with. Then the other thing that also came out very clear during the discussion was that the project developer also incurs some cost. And so the various element that goes into the project development eventually influences the carbon price. And so these two key elements are the determinant of the pricing. But it all must start from the government policy in coming out with the carbon taxation, which is very critical to drive home the carbon pricing. That gives a lot of confidence to the private sector in developing projects. Because if that is not done, it becomes difficult for somebody developing a project without him not knowing the kind of pricing that is going to come out of it when the carbon is generated. Fair pricing is the way to go. But as indicated, there are a lot of factors that influences it. If you don't have a carbon taxation in your country, eventually it becomes difficult. And even investors are even skeptical because they don't know where the project is going to end, because of the uncertainty that surrounds the pricing of the carbon that is being generated. Mostly, as project developers, we base the carbon pricing on the, let me say, the sustainability factor of the project. And by so doing, we do more of the sensitivity analysis of the project and see at which price would make the project sustainable. So we are able to at least come out with
Let's turn our attention to politics now as new patriotic flag bearer aspirant Ken Ohene-Agyapong has called on his party to realign with the concerns of ordinary Ghanaians, saying the future of the party depends on its ability to listen and also depend on them responding to electorates. Now, touring the eastern region, Ken Ohene-Agyapong expressed concern that some supporters within the NPP remain disconnected from public sentiments ahead of the 2026 elections.
Ghana for Kasa, the MPP, who candidate Yempanichina. Chinchina and pay for me a year yonti. Or would you see Chinchina say you pan and you did the bar? What in the bar? Man, year. 87 seats there, next time, better 35. 2008, a called Parliament. No, 2016, a called Parliament, or 2017, with 169 seats. Timuda, and yet to trust them. When anyone your faith, Mayino, when one support to me, Mayino, there be 369 seats and about 137. We lost 32 seats. And 3 of them, a sample your arrogance. When to Brofo, where you say, and you feel 137, 287 seats. Let me say, and give your hoof. Still, anybody a people want to mum, such in as Messi and Liverpool. As Messi, Ghana for. Abato Achra said, what did you cook? Obey the soup. I didn't know what you Chinchina person. Abra Ghana for in the history of politics. Can there be a Japan one candidate when you meet here? Ghana for Kasa, a friendly party for said, MPP for it, who can be a Japan, near to Abamon. Party for 2 million pounds now, sir. You have the flag bearer, okay, we need general election. Mommy and Tierney are Ghana for if you said,
we are going for a break now. When we do return, we have more stories for you. Please stay tuned.
Uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm
the second coming.
Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah. You go give me the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the Son of Man be?
Hey.
Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, Mommy, simple direction. Mr. Goodluck no check me way.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic. Romantic.
And he followed the prompt, yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, baby, our family pay my seminar. Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Wabedum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya mabesisia. Abozege. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share nanda danya was mosquito call esudu womunumu. Na say spray with them musa. Try sima edronum ansana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA Ajatum.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
West Africa's soil yields global treasures. Cocoa, cashew, shea, and cotton. They power industries across the world. Yet for our region, the greatest value still slips away, exported raw, taking with it jobs, industries, and the promise of shared prosperity. The real question is no longer what we produce, but who captures the final reward. True prosperity lies in the value we add right here at home. That's why the 4th edition of the EBIT President's Roundtable will gather the architects of Africa's prosperity and Africa's transformation to answer one defining question: how do we finance the journey from the farm to the port? Join Dr. George Ejikum Donkor and some leading experts as EBIT leads a high-level dialogue to unlock financing, empower local industries, and turn West Africa's raw potential into industrial power. Be part of the conversation